Okay, guys, so obviously part of the project is we're wanting to try and raise awareness of hate crime in Rotherham. So I have got a PowerPoint presentation available. So I'm just about to share my screen and hopefully everyone can see that. Thumbs up, can everyone see it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect, amazing, guys. So yeah. So some of you may be aware or some of you may not be aware of hate crime. And how sort of reflected it is in the community. So the aim of this presentation is to raise awareness of how to identify and report a hate crime, because that's the most important thing, being able to report it. We will talk about that in more detail. And to have an insight into what action the police will take upon these matters, just to reporting it. So we'll not go through this, but hate crime in a nutshell is identified as an incident or criminal offence which may be real or perceived by the victim or anyone else, including the investigating officer, to be motivated by hostility or prejudice towards a person because of their race, religion, sexual orientation, gender identity, So these are your basically key 5 characteristics. There's disability on the bottom there. And these are what are protected by law and by the police, that they say if any hate crime is inflicted by a person to someone else that falls into these brackets of disability, race, religion or belief, sexual orientation or gender identity, then it does fall under the hate crime, and we'll talk about how the police deal with that situation later on. Okay. And that's just sort of it in a nutshell again. So obviously these are just examples of what we mean when we break down into those characteristics. I'm sure you're all aware of the characteristics and what they are involved. So one of the situations that occurred quite recently, I know not too recently, but in 2007 was the Sophie Lancaster situation, which was unfortunately a group of young people in a park who got assaulted down to the way they were dressed, really. What people nowadays or stereotypically are being called goths or moshers. And unfortunately, Sophie passed away due to a severe head injury. Her boyfriend at the time also witnessed the situation, but also was inflicted injury due to this assault on her and him. Unfortunately, this one was quite a tough patch for the police, because it didn't really fall into the 5 categories or the 5 characteristics of disability, race, gender identity, or the others. So this is where they brought in, as you can see, I've underlined this subculture. And what police are trying to do a little bit more now is bring in different ideas of hate crime that may occur. And this might be down to the colour of someone's hair, or the fact that they are wearing glasses, or in this case, Sophie was just dressed differently that these young people really didn't appreciate. And that's unfortunately for her, put her in a very dangerous situation that ultimately cost her life, which is really upsetting to think about, down to the fact that how someone is dressed. So police are relative to their local communities, and they can sort of change and adapt their hate crime policies to really suit their community and the group and the cohort of sort of people in the community that they are working with. So that's sort of an example of that. A non-crime hate incident is not really something we'll go into too much, but it's basically where the police become sort of the judge of what they will class as a hate crime and a non-hate crime. So, for example, let's say someone of an ethnic background tries to access some housing. Unfortunately, the housing department cannot provide that. Let's say they believe that it is down to their ethnic background, but in fact, it's just genuinely down to the fact that there are no houses available at that current time. So that's where one party may think it is a hate crime, but the other party sort of don't, and that's down to the police to decide where that lies. A hate crime is exploiting someone who is vulnerable. So we've heard quite a few examples of this. It could be simply down to the fact of exploiting someone through a disability, lending money, or sort of taking advantage of them due to their disability. So how does this sort of all build up into policing, and what kind of things do they look at? So the police are victim-led, meaning they will always support what they think the victim wants them to do. If they can prosecute and they believe they have the evidence to do that, they will. And the police can also offer community resolutions, which could help. This could be in the form of informal or formal education towards young people, adults, or anyone in between. The police will educate the offender, like I've just said, and the courts will increase the sentence if found guilty by 20%, which is really good to know. So reporting a hate crime, this is where the most important things happen. The majority of hate crime that is reported is of a racial nature, which means 80% or just under of hate crimes that are reported are down to racist abuse. Unfortunately, the other characteristics, which are disability, sexual orientation, are widely unreported, and a lot of the other ones, especially when it comes down to religion, are largely underreported. A lot of that is down to what the police think is just the fact that people don't realise that it is classed as a hate crime, or a lot of the community don't understand how to report a hate crime, which is why we're sort of bringing this to you guys today, and we deliver this to a lot of young people, especially in the community that we are working with. So, like I just said, there's a few examples on there. Lack of trust in the police is another one. Community tension issues, or not knowing how to report it, or just not having the confidence to do it, I think is another big thing, especially when reporting things to the police. So how can you report a hate crime? You might see a hate crime on the bus going to work. You might see it walking down the road. You might just pop your head out the window and witness it. We witness it, unfortunately, at sessions, and we have the opportunity to do that with us being a third-party hate crime reporting centre. So if you witness a hate crime, you can contact us. You can speak to myself, Trudy, or Zenib, or anyone at Rotherham United, and they will take that report and pass it on to the police. There are other forms. If anyone is at any sort of immediate danger, then the idea is that we call 999, go straight to the police, and they can do all the things that they need to do to intervene in that situation. If it isn't immediate danger, then 101 is the next protocol. You can also report it online. There's sort of two websites here, which is True Vision and South Yorkshire Police. But in any case, guys, you can just report it to us and we will pass it on. You can also report a hate crime anonymously. So there is no need for the police or any organisation to know your whereabouts, your name, date of birth, or anything, which protects, I think, the person who's reporting that as well, which is definitely a positive when it comes to identifying a hate crime and then reporting it. There is sort of special hate crime services out there at the moment. This one is what we're working with at the moment through Gallup, which is a specific LGBT plus hate crime helpline, which is nice and positive to know that people are protected. And then we'll obviously fill out a hate crime report centre. Like I said, it can be made anonymous, and we can keep everyone safe at any point. And just finally, who can report a hate crime? And the answer is anybody. You don't have to be from a certain organisation. If you witness a hate crime, we are hoping that now after this session, you would be able to identify it and raise awareness and report it in the right way, shape or form. So just a quick summary, guys, it's on screen. If anyone does have any questions or would like any more information on hate crime after this session, you can feel free to contact myself and Trudy, and we'll give you all the details as much as possible. But without further ado, I'm excited for these pakoras. I'm not going to lie, I did have a slight taste yesterday when I got food off to Tahira's, and they are absolutely incredible. So I've been looking forward to this all day. So without further ado, thank you for listening, guys, and we will pass over to Tahira.
Hi, everyone. It's nice to be back again. And I think we'll just make a start now because we're 25 minutes late. We're supposed to start at 5 o'clock. And I'm a bit busy because I've got my granddaughter as well today. So I'm looking after her, but my daughter kindly has taken over for a couple of hours. So I've got a bit of me time now. So let's get on then. So what you need to do first of all is just grab a mug full of your lentils and just pop them into some water. We need to wash them. So I'll just take you over. Not very good with this camera. Hang on. That's it. Are you going to take off my camera? Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah. Okay. Right. So if you just give the lentils a wash, and then we'll put about 3 cups of water in, and then we're going to boil the lentils. So I'm just giving the lentils a quick wash, and you'll find that the water's a bit cloudy. This is what we need to get rid of, the cloudiness.
Sorry, can I just ask, is it 1 cup of lentils and 3 cups of water?
Yeah,
Or three?
if you just give them a good wash first, and then if you give the lentils a good wash.
And it's just 1 cup of lentils?
Yeah, 1 cup, 1 mug. If you use a big mug.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I think just to reiterate, I think 1 big cup of lentils, you said, and then once you putting the water in to boil them, you want 3 cups of water. Is that right for boiling?
Yeah, about 3 cups, I'd say. I usually just put it in, you see. I never do any measuring. That used to doing it, we just bung everything in. I'd say about 2 cups of water, not 3. 2 cups should do it. No, actually do 3.
3 cups of water, guys.
3 cups of water, yeah. Right, we're going to get that on the cooker to just boil that. Has everyone done that?
Yep, it looks that way from who I can see anyway.
You put kettle water in it, or is it just normal cold
Just
water?
normal water, just normal water from the tap.
How many cups of water is it again?
3.
3.
Yeah, 3 cups of water, guys.
So in the meantime, on the side, if you put your pan on and put half a packet of your butter or just a little bit more. Dal is not the healthiest of dishes, by the way.
Don't say that, Tyra. I have dal all the time. I used to think it was healthy.
Well, it is. You can put less butter in if you want, but I don't enjoy the taste unless I've got the butter there. But sometimes if I do it healthy, what I'll do is I'll fry my spices, and then I'll drain some of the oil off, and before I actually put it into the dal. So once your butter's melted, if you get the spice, so now we're going to put the ginger, the garlic in once this butter's melted a bit.
How much garlic we're putting in, Tyra?
I put the full bulb in, whatever
bulb.
you sent.
Yeah, everybody should have had a full bulb, and it should be crushed. Is that right? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we're just going to put that in now. The key to this bit is you do not let your garlic burn. You've got to keep it so that it doesn't burn. So if you need to turn the heat down once the butter's melted, just turn the heat down.
And where does this dish originate from, Tyra? Is it a family favourite or?
My dad taught me. This is the first dish my dad ever taught me to make. So it's got a special place in my heart, this dish.
How old were you when you first learnt to cook it?
12.
12, wow. I'm only asking that because Tyra's daughter made me an absolutely cracking chicken burger. Say that again?
Should the lentils still be cloudy when they're in the water, when they're boiling?
Did they do what? Say that again.
Should they be cloudy?
Yeah, it's fine. That's fine. We've given them a good wash, so they're fine now. Mine's a bit cloudy as well, if you look. it you were saying?
Is that just the garlic and butter?
It's just the garlic, yeah, and the butter.
If we can just remute, guys, once you've asked a question, if that's all right. Cheers, Mark. I can hear whatever you're watching on telly.
I'm in a chat with Ryan and Woody and
All right.
Meanwhile, in a plate here, I've got 1 tablespoon of my basar, but you only need to use half because if you don't like a lot of spices, it might be too much. So about half of your tablespoon of your basar mixture, the curry powder I gave you. And then I've got 1 tablespoon of the dried coriander, and I've got some salt, about half a tablespoon I've used. But if you want to use a little bit less, if you don't like a lot of salt, you can use a little bit less.
So, Tahira, can I ask you a question? Do you use a lot of butter in your cooking? Or do you...
Not usually. I use sunflower oil mainly. I use butter when I make dal and well, mainly just dal. Otherwise, I use sunflower oil.
Yeah. You use
or olive oil.
Yeah, thank you.
So
did you have a question? I think Nabil just asked something. Nabil?
How much of the curry powder, pasta powder?
Just about half a tablespoon I'd use, about half, maybe a little bit less. And I'm just going to add the spices now because it's starting to go cloudy. At this point, if you want to just put a drop of water in to stop it from burning.
And what else do you put in? Coriander?
Yeah, just put 1 tablespoon of your coriander in. And just a drop of water to stop it from burning. If you turn your heat down as well, keep your heat on really low now.
You want salt in there as well, Joe. Salt, coriander. You want salt, coriander, and the curry powder, the basar.
Right.
All in with your butter, okay.
And I've just added a drop more water.
Are we putting the cumin in yet?
No, not yet.
Keep the questions coming, guys. It's good for it to be interactive. Mazdak, are you doing okay?
Mine is not burning. Do I still need to add water?
No, you don't need to put water in if it's not burning, it's fine.
Okay.
If you just look at the lentil, they've started boiling as well now. Into this now, if you add your chilies, and I've only put 1 tomato in because the tomatoes were quite big. So I've only used 1 tomato.
So what you put in? Tomato and coriander? Stop.
So the tomato and the chili.
Tomato and chili.
The green chilies.
So far, Tahira, you've added salt, basar, coriander, green chilies and tomatoes, yeah?
That's right.
Perfect. If for anybody, I'm just typing in the chat as well. So Mariam's asking how many tomatoes, please?
I've only put 1 in.
Just 1 chopped tomato, yeah?
Yeah, because it was quite big. I thought they were going to be small. I would have used 2, but they were quite big, so I've only used 1.
1 chopped tomato, brilliant. So if you click on the little chat icon, guys, you can see in there as well. I'm just going to type the ingredients as Tahira's doing it.
You'll find once you make it, if you want it a bit more spicy, you just add a bit more of the basara. If you think it's got less salt in, you can always add the salt afterwards as well.
So is this the base for the? Is this for the dal? What you're making now? Yeah.
Yeah, this is for the dal. Yeah. If you look at your dal now, it's starting to expand a bit. So what we're waiting to do is we're waiting for the tomatoes to melt down.
What heat should the dal be on?
Pardon? What heat? You can have that on full.
Have
that on full so it's cooked. This is a very quick dish to make as well.
Good job if we started 25 minutes late.
What dal are you cooking?
It's lentils.
Yeah, which ones? What kind?
The red split lentils.
That's a red split, yeah.
You just use your spoon and break your tomatoes up a bit. It'll be quicker.
Looks amazing.
The water in the dal is evaporating and there's not much left. Should I fill it back up?
Add a little bit more. If you think it's all going, then you can add a little bit more. But just turn the heat down as well on yours then.
All right, thank you.
It should look like mine is. Have you look at mine? Some people like a thinner dal, and other people like it a lot thicker. So it's up to you. If you want it thinner, you add a little bit more water to it. Or if you want it thick, obviously you just leave it at the 3 cups. I think it's just about ready now. So this is what it should look like. It's all melted down. So now what we're going to do, when I get myself a tea towel, my hands on hot, is we're just going to add this mixture into the dal.
So you put that in with the lentils, Tahira, yeah?
Yeah, put it in with lentils now. If you have a look at it,
Yeah.
that's what it should look like. And just turn the gas down a bit.
My dal is full of water. Should I still add the mix?
Yeah, just add it. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So just add it straight into your lentils.
Oh, did she just mix it together, right?
Yeah, mix it.
Yes, Mazdak. So just put them both together even with the water in the lentils.
So at this point, you can just put a little bit on the back of your hand or on the spoon and just check to see if it's spicy or salty enough for you.
A taste test.
It tastes all right to me, but some people like a bit more salt. They might want a bit more. Hopefully, it hasn't gone too spicy.
And if they wanted it a little bit more spicy, they just add a little bit more of the basara. Yeah.
I've added a bit more salt to mine because it doesn't taste salty enough.
I can see Ant's lovely girlfriend doing the taste test. Laura, how's it tasting? Is it is it any good? Spicy.
It's really nice though.
Now, if you put your lid on it and put that really low and let that simmer for about 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 5 to 6 minutes, and that'll be your dal done then. So if you put that onto the back on a low heat and let that cook.
Nabil, you doing good?
So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put my oil on ready for the pakoras. We put that on a medium heat while we do the mixture.
So how much oil have you put in there, Tahira?
I've just used that bottle what you give me, but I already had a bit more in there from before, so I've just left that in as well. Okay.
So the sunflower oil that you got given in your
Or
ingredients.
whatever oil you want, you can use vegetable oil, sunflower oil, whatever oil you like to use.
Okay.
The dal's cooking away nicely there.
Slush.
Right, so what I've done here, I've got about 1.25 cups of the gram flour.
How much flour?
1.25 cups. So if you use that same mug that we've been cooking with before for the lentils, so 1 full mug I've put in there and a little bit extra.
So can you say this one again is how much we should, okay, one quarter of this cup, okay?
1.25, Mazda.
I'll show you
Oh, 1.25, right? Okay, 1.25.
Yeah, I've used about half a packet.
Oh, that's
Half it. Okay, so that's
So put
fine.
about half a packet in. If we need any more, we can add some more.
I do apologise. I've had to nip out and leave Liam by himself for a couple of minutes, and I'm not sure what he's done and what's happened. He hasn't waited for the tomatoes to dissolve. He's just added them into the lentils, so I don't know if it.
Oh, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. You can take the tomatoes out afterwards. If you don't like tomatoes, you can always take them out.
Can I take the big lumps?
Yeah, you can take them out.
So can I start taking the tomatoes out of there, please? And that's what is he supposed to do when he's put that back in there? Was he supposed to drain the lentils or?
No, just add it into the lentils. Your butter and garlic mixture, just put it in with the lentils now.
Right, get a spoon out and do it.
Show me what it looks like. Let me have a look.
Just give me a second.
Yeah.
She needs to see this. Just give me a second.
Okay.
So Tammy, all we've done last couple of minutes is poured your garlic and your butter and herb mix straight in with the lentils. So we didn't need to drain them, just put it in with the water. And then that's just been put on a medium to low heat just to cook with the lid on.
Yeah.
Do you put water in the flour?
No, not yet.
All right.
We're just going to mix our dry ingredients to start off with.
I'm just putting our pan in front of the camera.
Yeah.
It's just got it's lump. I don't know if you can see.
Can't see it.
But it's quite hard to do it without tipping it on laptop.
No, leave it. Just put the gas on a bit low.
Yeah.
Just leave it on low and just take them lumps of tomatoes out. You can take them out.
Right. Yeah. Thank you. Right. And then
you've not waited till your tomatoes have melted down before you've added it in.
Yeah. I had to go out. I took a phone call and didn't think it was what it was. I thought I could get rid of them and I couldn't.
Oh, bless you.
Once he's turn it down a minute.
All you need now, Tammy, is 1.5 cups of gram flour into a bowl like what's on screen, and that's as far as we've got.
Right, thank you. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Yeah, is for water is
Just turn your oil down, everyone. If you turn your oil down, because you don't want it to go too hot.
how much water we should add to this?
We're not up to that yet, Mazdak.
How much water we
I'll
should
just
add to this?
No, don't put any water in. Don't put any water in.
Don't. Okay.
Just waiting for everybody to catch up, Mazdak.
All right.
Check on the dal while we're waiting. This is what she'll be looking like now. Has everybody caught up?
I think it looks that way.
Right, to this, what I'm going to do now is I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of dried coriander. So that's that. And I've added just over half a tablespoon of salt. And 1 tablespoon of crushed chilies. But if you don't like a lot of chilies, only put half a tablespoon in. That's all your dried ingredients in now. So what we do now, we just mix those ingredients up.
Can I just check? Can I just check the chili flakes you put in?
Yeah, the chili flakes, the salt, and the coriander, dried coriander.
2 tablespoons of dried coriander.
Thank you.
Half a tablespoon of salt, and either half or to 1 tablespoon of crushed chilies, dependent on how spicy you want it.
Have we done it with onions yet?
No, not yet.
You know how you said that the dal is going to be on for 5 minutes? Is it done now?
Yeah, it should be. If you look at it now, let's have a countdown and get that sorted then. If you look at it, if you like it a bit thicker, you can leave it on a bit longer. But if you like it, if you want it like this, then it's fine.
All right, thank you very much.
If you're done with yours, and if it looks like this, or if it's a bit thicker than this, all you need to do is just add a bit of fresh coriander. Just just the leaves of the coriander. Just a handful. If you put a handful in, and then leave a little bit for garnishing at the top. And then I've just added my cumin, 1 teaspoon of cumin. And that's it. You can turn that off now. And transfer it into a bowl and then garnish it with some more coriander. That'll look good.
So that's 1 handful of fresh coriander leaves and 1 teaspoon of cumin into your dal.
Yeah.
I've wrote it in chat as well for anybody that's following the chat.
You said that we need to add some cumin.
Yeah, you add the cumin to it now. Just 1 teaspoon of cumin to that.
All right, thank you very much.
Right, so get on with the Pakora mixture now. So now in this bowl here, if you get a big bowl, I've got my potatoes and my onions in there.
So how many have you sliced there, Tahira?
I've put two potatoes and 2 onions in there.
2 sliced potatoes, 2 sliced onions, yeah.
And if you look, I've sliced them really finely.
Yeah.
I'm going to add my drying the spinach. If you only want to use half, you don't have to use all the spinach. Only use half if you think it might be too much. But this mixture, once you've got the pakora mixture done, you can keep it for up to 3 days. So on top of that, I'm going to add the dried ingredients now.
Slow down a bit, you're too fast.
Sorry.
So just to reiterate what Tahira's just said, for anybody that's just catching up, you should have put your 2 sliced potatoes, 2 sliced onions in a large bowl, add your spinach, either the full bag or half a bag, and then on top of the spinach, add your flour and dry ingredients. And it should look like what's on Tahira's screen.
Did you say we're adding the potatoes as well?
Yes, sliced potatoes, and the potatoes as well. Very thinly sliced.
Should we start mixing the mixture now?
Pardon? I'm just waiting for everybody to catch up and then we can get on.
So all of them is together, right? Spinach, flour, and this potato and onion together, right? In one bowl.
That's right, yeah.
Okay.
You can, some of your coriander, what you've got left over, you can add some of that in, but just leave them leaves to put on top of your dal. Leave the leaves. And I've just put all the stalks into this.
Is everybody up to scratch? So
Yeah.
Yeah, so should have put in your rest of your coriander now on top of that mixture.
If you look, my dal is done now. I'm going to take that off the heat now. I'm happy with it at that consistency.
Looks good, Tahira.
I'll transfer that over into my bowl. With dal, you can actually freeze dal. It freezes very well. I'm just going to garnish that with the coriander leaves. That's your dal done now.
That looks amazing.
Right. Now to this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1.5 cups of water. I'm going to put 1 in to start off with. We'll see how we get on. And if you get your hand, you have to get your hands dirty now. So you've got to put your hands in and just get it all together.
Just mixing it through.
Yeah, you've just got 1 cup of water in here now. So we may need to add some more brown flour because it looks a bit as if it's not going together. So I'm going to add some more brown flour to it.
Okay.
I didn't have any spinach yesterday, so I did my trial without the spinach.
The ones that me and Aunt tasted for you.
Yeah.
Oh, they tasted good though. How much more gram flour have you added, Tahira?
I've added about another half a cup, I'd say.
Add another half a cup of gram flour, Nabil.
Might have to use the full packet by the looks of things.
How many pakoras do you reckon you'll get out of this mixture then, Tahira?
Oh, quite a few. You'll get quite a few. So you'll be handing them out to your neighbours as well. I'm not used to cooking in small batches.
Hello. Speaking.
If anyone has any spare, feel free to drop me a text and I'll bob around and taste them as soon as though I've not been cooking them tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think just use the packet, the gram flour. I think you need to use the packet. I'd use the packet.
Okay.
And that this call is being recorded for training and quality purposes. However, we may need to share your details with other organisations to help support your job application. This may
I suppose, isn't it? Yeah.
Right. And how are you and Laura getting on? I see that you've not been able to cope, mate, on your own. You've had to rope Laura into helping you.
I've just added just a drop more water, just so that it's slightly thinner, because it might have gone a little bit thick now. So I've just put just a drop of water in, like 2 tablespoons.
I cut my thumb yesterday, Trudes.
Right.
But it'd be a bit. Would it be right me putting my cut thumb into food? Would it? So I had to draft Laura's sausage fingers in.
Right. So what you can do now, you can either use the spoon to drop the mixture into the oil. It's like about just a little bit more than a tablespoon, I'd say. So I'm going to use about that much. Make sure your oil's on really low because you don't want them to burn now. Keep the oil really low.
Just ask, my mixture's quite got a lot of water in. Do I need to add anything to thicken it up?
Just add some more gram flour and just drain some of the water out if you can.
Right, thank you.
You're saying just over a tablespoon of mixture into the oil?
Just over a tablespoon, yeah. And the spinach shouldn't fall apart. If your spinach is falling apart, you need to add a bit more gram flour. It should all stay stuck together nicely.
Right, I think that's enough, thanks.
And you're not muted either, mate.
I think I've cut the potatoes too big.
Right.
So they're really thin, but they're.
What am I meant to do?
That's fine. That's fine, Aunt. If they're too big, it's fine. That's fine.
Potato.
I like them like that anyway myself. Sometimes I make them like that, so that's fine. As long as they're cut fine, that's fine. Even if they're big, it's all right.
Like crisps.
We sometimes make them like that as well, you know. So you probably get about 10, 12 in there.
About 25 here.
And you just keep it on low and just leave them and just let them cook through.
How long do you leave them cooking for, Tahira?
Usually about 6-7 minutes, I'd say. Oh, 3 minutes either side of it.
How are you getting on, Rebecca? You doing good?
Yeah, sorry, I've got a handful of mixture, so.
Once they start going like a golden brown, then you can just start turning them. Just
Okay.
turn them over. And when you've got your first batch out, when you take the first one out, you can taste it and to see if you need it. If you think you need any more salt or any more spices, then now's your time to add it into your mixture. I usually take a batch out and taste them, and then if I need to add anything, I usually add it.
Mariam, are you still with us?
I am
Hello.
too, but I've got my little munchkins in the background. Well, they're not little anymore, but I didn't really want to put the sound on because I didn't want any background noise embarrassing me.
How are you doing? Are you all up to scratch with it?
Yes, I am. I'm not doing the dal today because I've already got my dinner sorted, but I am doing the pakoras. So, and they look delicious. I'll give you a sneak peek when I've done.
Good.
I'm still mixing my mixture, but I'm guessing I can just pop them in then when I'm ready.
Yeah, as soon as your oil's warm enough, I think the oil will be warm now, so you can start putting them into your oil. This is what they should look like. I've turned my heat up to a medium heat now because I found the heat needs to go up a little bit.
Tahira, we're looking for like any specific colour. So this is what I've got so far. That cooked, or do we need more?
Yeah, that's cooked. Yeah, yours looks all right, but make them a bit smaller. Otherwise, you don't want your batter to be raw inside, so keep your heat a bit lower.
Mazdak, are you okay?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. I just checked it is exactly the result. Wanted to see exactly the same or not.
Okay.
Get mine out now because I think they're done. And this is what they should look like.
Are you getting on all right, Mark? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I can see, mate. I can see you've been mixing. Yeah, if anybody's still mixing their mixture, I'm guessing you just obviously add into the oil whenever you're ready, and that's the last bit, is it, Tahira?
Yeah, that's it. I've just put my rice in the microwave. Then just follow the instructions. I've put the rice in the microwave ready. And I'm going to taste them first to see if I've got the right amount of salt in before I start making another batch. Yeah, mine is fine. I'm happy with mine, so I don't know what everyone else thinks of theirs.
Has anyone else got to that point where you've got your first batch out yet and want to share a little picture on screen?
I'm just putting some more in now. I won't have enough there for my brood. Well, this mixture you can.
I'm gonna show you mine. Tell me if it's cooked.
Okay, still it.
All right. Where am I?
Can't see your pakoras.
All right. I'm trying to see where my camera is. Okay. Right. So it is here. Is it done?
Yeah, fine. That looks lovely.
Okay. Woo! I was worried because I thought, oh my God, my mix has gone wrong somewhere somehow.
Does it taste good? Does it taste good, Suli? That's all that matters.
Okay, let me taste it.
First one finished.
So you can keep this mixing up to drink.
Tastes perfect.
And with your dal, this mixture you can't freeze it, but with your dal you can.
Mariam, I saw yours sizzling away as well. They looked good. Looked tasty. Oh yeah, Joe, yours look good as well. Let's have a look.
That looks okay. It doesn't have a lot of batter, but is that right?
I can't really see it. Can you hold them up a little bit? Tahira, are these okay? Joe's?
Let's have a look. Yeah, they look fine. Yeah. If you find that your batter's a bit raw inside, so either you need to turn the heat down or make them a bit smaller, but they look fine then.
Oh, yours look nice, Rebecca. Have you tasted one yet?
No, not yet. Just because I've been ready for me.
Yeah. Let us know. Yeah, don't forget your rice as well, guys. If you want some rice with your dal.
That's me, Pakoras.
Wow, let's have a look, Nabil. Amazing. Tahira, have you seen Nabil?
Oh, they look brilliant, fantastic. Nabil will be cooking for his mum now.
That's the end.
She'll come home from work to a cooked meal.
That's wishful thinking, that, Tahira.
Debbie, how are you doing? Have you managed to put a batch in? Yeah.
Put some in, but I'm not sure if I've burnt them actually, but I'm not sure. They're a bit crispy looking, but I've got some others that I can pop in.
What heat have you got it on?
Got it on, I've put it on to number 4 now. It was on 6.
Yeah, turn it down a bit. I guess that's the luxury of having so much mixture, Tahira, is if you do a batch and they don't taste great, you've always got enough to do another batch.
That's right.
So this is mine, is correct? This one is the dal one. And this is another one. It's fine.
Looks good to me, Mazdak.
Yes, I think it's done. So I made both.
Oh,
I just say this is the dal, so it's should be fine. Yeah.
Nice.
First.
I'll show you what my looks now, because I've set all
This
my
one
looks
is
straight now,
same.
so you can see.
Yeah, I think same, right? Yeah, completely same. Yeah, got it.
Amazing.
Yeah, good.
So I hope everybody enjoys it, and I hope you've enjoyed my teaching skills.
Do you know what, Tahira? You've done a fantastic job this evening, so thank you so much. The food looks amazing, and as always, it's come to that time where we say, you know, you don't have to hang around for the Zoom call to finish. If you've cooked your food and it's ready to eat, get yourselves off and enjoy it. Please, 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 if you get a chance, send Ant a picture of your dish before you took into it, so that we can have a look at all the beautiful meals that you've made. And we'll be in touch between now and next week with, we've got actually Miriam's on the call. We've got Miriam demonstrating next week. Do you know what we're cooking yet, Miriam? Or
we decided we were going to do biryani, and I can't promise to be as good as Tahira, but I certainly will try.
Yes, she's a good cook.
So biryani next
chicken biryani next week. So and hopefully I'm going to send some instructions via Ant, so that there's a little bit of preparation to do, because it's a little bit it takes a little bit of time, and we want to utilize that time as best we can. So there'll be some things that you might need to do before the session, and then the rest of it we'll do during the session. But it's really easy. Once we get into it, you'll find it really easy, but certainly worth the putting the effort in.
Brilliant. Thanks, Miriam. So we'll look forward to seeing you next week. Tahira, thanks again. Tahira, thanks again for this evening.
Okay, thank you.
Joe,
Thank
sorry.
you, everybody.
Yeah, Carrie. That looks nice. Yeah. Perfect.
Enjoy it, Joe. Enjoy it, guys. Okay, thanks. Enjoy your food, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.